Hey guys, it's Angel. We're here in the Southern Mediterranean aboard the USS Saratoga because this is here, the Heatblur simulations / IndiaFoxtEcho F14 Tomcat. Gentle pet, gentle pet. It's gonna be cat noises. It's gonna happen. The Tomcat's here. Arguably the good one, the best one. Tried to say good and best. I said bud. It's bud. It's best. It's best and good. Apparently. Now, I am in no way a fighter expert. However, I am willing to learn. And this and the F4 Phantom are two that will make me do it. Now, what does it come with? What doesn't it come with? It's basically largely equivalent to the DCS one by Heatblur. And according to their own guide, differences between the DCS one and this one are basically no weapons. Otherwise, largely functional, including having the Jester AI Rio available. Yes, that is a thing. Jester will be operational. We'll show you how to use him. We have obviously some radar differences, of course, in that we have fully functional air-to-air radar, but not really air-to-ground. Navigation systems, obviously some modification for flight sim. And the autopilot, of course, is using standard MSFS autopilot systems, because it has to. And a little bug here, this one is when basically heading hold and altitude hold are on. Altitude hold will constrain heading, contrary to the real aircraft in DCS. It is what it is. So, what is the F14 Tomcat? Well, it's an American carrier-capable supersonic twin-engine, two-seat twin-tail, all-weather, variable sweep wing fighter aircraft. Breathe in. You all know it from Top Gun. Why am I explaining myself? And if you're a Zoomer or a Gen Alpha child, it's the movie that came before, the prequel to Top Gun 2. Yeah. Yeah, you know the one where he goes and finds that old aircraft in the totally not Russian hangar? Yeah? Yeah, the old one. Yeah, that's what this is. Okay. Now, I know the DCS fanboys will murder me for this one. Now, the F-14 first, of course, flew on 21st December 1970, deployed in 1974 aboard Enterprise, placing the Phantoms on board, and she served as the Navy's primary air superiority fighter all the way through, I believe, until 22nd of September 2006. So she fought in both Iraq wars. Enough information. We're going to go get on deck here, on board Saratoga, and take a look around this beautiful, beautiful beast. Now, I must say, it's also a rather nice rendition of Saratoga. You get 4 or 5 of these Forrestal class carriers with the aircraft install. You'll be able to find them in the manual, including where they are. Now, in terms of details, this thing is pretty. Really pretty. The style these guys have used has been kind of photorealistic, so you'll notice in the cockpit when we get a bit closer, the photorealistic texturing is very, very extreme. It's not bad in any way whatsoever, it's just extremely photoreal. Nope. I mean, look at this. This is inside the front gear well. Yeah. It's photoreal texturing, which can sometimes look potato at times. I mean, this is inside of the gear well. I can forgive them that. It's good enough. Now, in the cockpit, it all looks fine. Obviously, I haven't compressed it into like 3 or 4 pieces of panel. Ooh, all the way in here, the intake. Whee! Now, this is a B model. Of course, we do get the A and B and multiple liveries for both. And look at this thing. It's almost like a flying wing design, really, with how wide that fuselage is. You really do forget just how thick the Phantom is with a double C. Now, let's get on board, shall we, and take a look around this beautiful, beautiful aeroplane. Now, this comes for about $35 US, and it's also available on the marketplace now. Obviously, weapons won't be a thing there. Jester is operational from clicking here. Hi, Jester. He's our Rio. So we have different service options, like I can turn on the ground vehicles to show, which I will want to have. And we can do our various INS setups. We'll do those once we're operational. So what we're going to do is go to Select and Execute, Assisted, Start, and Checklists. Now, we're going to do a carrier-based voice-assisted start procedure where it will basically guide me through it with the Rio reading off my checklists. So we're going to follow this and see what happens.
Roger.
Hi, Jester.
Next item waiting on external power. Check. Okay.
External power coming online. And by the way, you'll notice we've got our carts now because we have the vehicles turned on.
ICS comm check.
Comm check good. Yeah?
Check landing gear indication extended and transition light off.
Yep, confirm, checked. Gear is
Select
down.
LTS on master test switch and verify all lights illuminate.
Yep. Check.
Select fire DET EXT on master test selector and verify left and right fire go lights illuminate.
They're illuminated. Yep, we confirmed that worked. What next?
Select INST on master test selector and verify that engine, fuel, wing sweep, and alpha instruments are working.
They appear to be.
Next, arm ejection seat.
That'll be up here. Switch on top of here.
Next, close canopy.
Canopy closing.
Set gun raid, sidewinder cool off, missile prep off, missile mode normal on ACM panel.
Missile mode normal is set. Confirm. On next, old buddy, old pal. Well, what next? He does take a minute to answer sometimes as he goes from different item to different item. I'm pretty sure I did what he told me. Emergency hydraulics, that's what we're after next to that one. Finding some of these items can be sometimes difficult and confusing. Star transfer pump, that's emergency hydraulics over there. Cool. Are you going to tell me anything next, Cougar? Jester? Iceman? Whoever you are? Now, idiosyncrasies, by the way, when you land, you'll need to press this or map it to the autopilot disconnect, which I believe is going to be your nose wheel limit button in MSFS. It's in the quick start guide. This will let you turn back on again and off nose wheel steering. Otherwise, you won't have any on landing. That will need to be set. Also, you'll need to set your throttle if you have a manual detent to have your afterburner engage, or do it manually. So, Jester's choked, and or I've not done exactly what he wanted me to do.
Make sure emergency store jettison push button light is out.
It is out. Confirm.
Make sure ladder light is off.
That light is off.
Alright, let's start.
Yeah, let's start. What next? Old buddy, old pal.
Set air source to off.
Air source, air source. I do like sauce. Where's my air source? I'm going to quickly
Set
look for this one.
hydraulic transfer pump to off.
Hydraulic transfer pump to off. There's this one. That's off.
Set emergency flight hydraulics to low and check for on flag in emergency flight low hydraulic pressure window.
Okay.
Set emergency flight hydraulics to high and check for on flag in emergency flight high hydraulic pressure window. Set emergency flight hydro to auto.
We're in auto. There we go. What next, Jester, old buddy?
Now engine crank switch to right.
Nope. There we go. And as soon as we start to get some read, we'll bring our
Right
throttles
throttle
forward
to
out of the
idle
gate.
at 20% RPM.
Yep, not yet. If we look down here for our idle, this is our percentages, so we're at 20.
Check that right generator and right fuel pressure caution lights are off.
There we go, we've got light. They are off. Yes, we're good. And we'll need to engage these as well while we're at it. Okay, that's coming up. Confirm chocks are enabled. Let's just check those. Chocks are engaged. Okay. We're starting engines. We want those on. Engines spooling up good.
Check engine instruments within normal parameters.
Confirm normal parameters. Everything looking good.
Order plane captain to disconnect external power.
Okay, chocks out. Oh, power out.
Roger. Set engine crank left.
Cranking left. And now we repeat the same trick.
Set hydraulic transfer pump switch to normal. If combined side doesn't pressurize within 10 seconds, immediately switch hydraulic transfer pump to off.
Got it. Everything's looking good so far. We're at 20%. I forgot to crack my throttle.
Set hydraulic transfer pump to off. Left throttle to idle at 20% RPM.
Yep, we're up. And we're coming online.
Check that left generator and left fuel pressure caution lights are off.
Yep, they're off.
Check engine instruments within normal parameters.
Looking normal.
Cycle air source switch to left, right, and then both engines and verify airflow in all positions.
That's one I need to quickly look up on my list of cockpit instruments. Air source. Where is it? Air source, air source, air source, air source, air source. I know it's on here somewhere. Maybe... Oh, these need to go on. Get that on, which it will be in a second. Air source, air source, air source. Am I crazy? There's every chance I'm crazy. Air conditioning. No. Not down here. You know, you think you find every button and then you suddenly don't have every button. It gets very confusing very fast. Hydraulic repair sides are paired. Good. I don't know where it is, Jester. I don't know where it is, Jester. Well, seeing as there's absolutely zero chance of me getting this right to the point where I'd please the DCS guys, I might as well enrage them and ignore him. This feels completely appropriate. Okay, so moving on. Oh, hang on. No, those are pressures. I will give it another quick look round before you yell at me, so give me a second. Oh. There's engine modes. No. Not that. Yeah, this is the one thing I can't find out of everything I've managed to find and everything I've managed to do, and the hours I've spent or an hour and a half I've spent playing with this and getting used to it, reading checklists and manuals. It's the one thing I've screwed up. You know what? I can live with it. Jester, we're okay. So, I do need to make sure I set launch bar to... Oh, that's the wrong thing. No, right. Okay. Let's get ourselves into position, shall we? Now, you can either use a launch support system like HCS for the carrier stuff, or you can use the default systems, which technically do function here. Now we're going to position for the catapult. Only the right cat is in use right now. Or left cat, sorry. Let's try and position properly. I'm so off center, but it'll do. Right, now according to the quick start guide, to do the whoopsie doodle off the carrier, what I need to do is, using their inbuilt system, which can do exactly this, is deploy launch bar, throttle advance to 80% with wheel brakes engaged. If I release the brakes, it yeets. So let's put our wings forward. Flaps out, wings are forward. I'm not lined up, but I'm going to try and turn a bit more here. Okay. Right, so let's make sure we get the launch bar down properly here. Is it down? Oh no, we need to even straighten out. Oh, we weren't that far off the actual launch position. Let's let it roll forward a little bit here. Obviously, to guide me onto that if this is real life. How do I make you go down? Ah! How do I click you? Couldn't work out how to get this to actually click. It's the one thing I can't find, so I mapped it to a button. Control L. Which is kneeling us down and dropping the launch bar. Okay. So, now we advance to 80% throttle. Or 80% RPM. And we're getting ready to go for this thing. Think the Top Gun sounds, shall we? Is that 80% down there? And off we go. Oh, and we're up. Gear coming up. And we're away from the deck. Pull the flaps in. Let's pull those wings back, shall we? There is Saratoga behind us. We did not align our INS. That is something I technically should be doing, and I didn't, because I'm not losing sight of the carrier. But I've never landed this on a carrier before. I've landed piston aircraft on carriers. I've never landed a... Okay, that's a lie. I landed the Goshawk. That's the next best thing, right? Look at this beautiful beast. In the Jolly Rogers colours, of course. My favourite squadron. Woohoo! Bring it back down towards the boat, shall we? Do the cloud here. Descend out of the clouds. There's the Saratoga. Oh, we're going to buzz the tower. This has to happen. Now, like I said, I've never landed anything this powerful on a carrier, so we're about to have a really interesting time. As far as reviews go, there's way too much for me to have learned in time to review this. I will tell you, though. Oh! Oh, look, it's a Sea King. Or H3. That is neat. I'm up in the air, therefore there's a rescue helicopter up. Nice. Oh, and we are technically in a different mode, so we should be in cruise on our hood. Okay. Right, let's bring it back down. We've had our fun for now. What can I say about the aircraft while we're up here? Texturing is beautiful. Look at this thing. I feel like I'm in a real cockpit. I feel like I can smell the oil. The Jester system is fantastic in a novel implementation of a complex aircraft, because we have the ability to control our INS, our TACAN stuff, tactical information display and configuration, radar antenna, frequencies, loadouts, etc. I mean, we could really see so much on here. And that's really good. I really like that. There she is. I didn't see her back there. Right, let's get down here, shall we, and get set up for this. I think this is probably, of all the fighters that I've flown so far in MSFS, this is probably the closest to feeling like it's a real actual aircraft. Of all the jets. But I'm no expert. I'm certainly not capable of flying this to the fidelity it requires, and the guys, of course, in DCS, they fly this with NATOPS. You could use NATOPS to fly this one in MSFS. It's going to be the same. The guys behind this one have got an awesome reputation when it comes to their DCS aircraft, and honestly, if DCS wasn't such a bear to set up, I'd be tempted to try it. Because after having learned enough to operate the F14 now, I'd be willing to give it a try. Where is she? There we are. We'll head out this way and set up for a come in and run in. Now, I'm not going to do a proper carrier pattern for this, because I definitely don't know how to do one. But we are going to do our best to get set up. Now, what I'm going to make sure we do is, as we get configured, is... Okay, spoiler and anti-skid are ready to deploy. We're going to start descending. Powers off. There's the carrier. I'm way too high and too fast, so we may have to do an actual run over the deck. We will. We'll run over the deck and then we'll come around in a pattern. So we'll brake left from here once we've got this, and we'll set up to make our approach as best I can. Please don't crucify me for this, because I'm probably going to be bad at it. But I'm going to try my best. This will be my first ever attempt at an F-14 carrier landing. So when I explode, just know I tried, okay? That's what matters here. Okay, we're downwind. Parallel deck. We're bringing the speed down. Spoiler out. Let's burn off some of this. Gear's gonna come down here. Now Jester will yell at me if I have a bad landing. Spoilers in. Okay, wings are going to be coming forward. Flaps to full. We're looking for 135 onto the deck. Is what we're aiming for. We are configured in terms of having anti-skid and spoilers on. We've got gear down. Confirm 3 green. Rest a hook. Coming down. Okay, we're off the fantail. Oh, I'm off line because it's meant to be angled, isn't it? It's an angled deck, not like the World War II ones. Sugar. Keep some throttling here to keep her actors. We're on the ball. I'm way too high to make that. Go around. I screwed that one, but we went around in time. Okay. Flaps coming in. Gear coming up. Okay, we've screwed that one. We're a bit too low. So we're coming higher this time. Better angle, better visibility on the deck. I'm determined to get this right. Now, for carrier landing, of course, like this, in terms of an SDK compliant wires, it should basically be, it'll catch it. Now, I'm assuming this will be that. If it's non-compliant, as long as tailhook's deployed, it'll simulate an arrest. Oh god, I've climbed way too high on that. Power back. I've just been focused on climbing and looking off my screen, reading things rather than actually doing this properly, so... Let's pop the, air brakes out. Look at that heat blur. Whew. So you got to look to her name, huh? Not gonna lie, I'm getting some serious Macross vibes from this. Which of course is why. Okay, that's transitioning in. Right, let's get ourselves turned around here. Gears coming down, speed is low enough. I'm off center completely. Throttle, so I've got some nose authority. Okay, gonna maintain altitude here. Get the nose down. Landing heads-up display. Speed is too high. Oh, flaps are not deployed. Oh my god, this is so unstable. If I make this, it'll be a miracle. A Christmas fracking miracle. I'm way too high. Throttle is on. And we trapped. Okay. Now you'll notice the engines went up there. That was me throttling up in case of missed wire, which is standard procedure as far as I'm aware. But we made it. So, let's get the aircraft into a parking position. Canopy's going to come up. Tailhook's going to come up. Wings are here, so flaps need to come up. Okay. And we need to basically set the emergency down. Should be able to set it over, but I can't, so. Notice, now we have no nose wheel steering. I will go down to the button and enable it. Move the aircraft here, come on. Why are they out? Swing those back in. We were facing the wrong way, but it'll do for now. And that should allow me, we'll do it in emergency, to... I can't put it in the overfold. Okay, we'll have a little bit of silence here as put our parking brake on. Call up Jester, we go to our ground systems and apply our chocks. And the aircraft is shutting down. Whew. That was hairy. That was really, really hairy. And I had a good time. That was very fun, considering that I'm actually new to this. Let's get that open, shall we? I'm very new to this kind of thing. I'm not a naval aircraft flyer. I made one abort, and we made it on the second landing, and it looked scuffy, but we got it done. So, I'll call that a win for my first time actually attempting to land the Tomcat on a carrier. I'm sure you'll criticise me. I'm open to information. If you guys want to basically give me information, things I should do better, I'd love to hear it. Because this is an aircraft I really want to try and do better with, because it's exciting, it's definitely an iconic aircraft. And with the level of simulation to this, including the ability to actually have stalls with the engines in this and actually operate and recover from those as you should, it has the depth of simulation and detail I'm excited by. So, Would I buy this again for $35? This feels like a steal for $35. Genuinely a fantastic price. And if you own it on DCS, you can get 10% off on their website. Or is it $10 off on their website? Go get it. Yeah, it's not a combat sim, but you know what? Screw it. I love this world we live in, and it's a good compromise to me. Gonna fly a Tomcat. Don't have to worry about programming DCS. And on that note, goodbye.